let's talk about one of the year's most beautiful movies, Ghostlight. Going into this movie, I didn't really know what to think about it. All I knew was that it was a movie about a man dealing with a tragedy by doing Romeo and Juliet, which is one of my favorite stories of all time. And I was just wondering what this movie was about. And I am pleased to tell you that this is one of the most beautiful movies of the year. It's a little tragic, it's funny, it's heartwarming. There's an uplifting message to it. It gives you hope. It's one of those little movies that only comes once a year and many people don't watch it, but it's a movie that can kind of change your perception as a person. And that's what this movie does so beautifully. I love how this movie deals with trauma and how to move on from that trauma and not letting it bind you to, ruining other relationships that you have going on, to the importance of having therapy, having a support system, having a third place where you can express yourself and the company of others, and the beauty of art, like how it can help you express feelings that you can't verbalize or express. You can say it through these characters, these stories, and it's just such a great love letter to theater and cinema and just art in general. The story is ultimately about a family who's gone through tragedy, and Keith Keffer plays the father who is very withheld and he does not know how to express himself, and he just shuts down and just tries to ignore what happened instead of talking about it. Catherine Melaine Keffer, who plays his daughter, has a totally different expression. She just wants to talk about it, express herself, but instead she lashes out completely. And Tara Mullane, who plays a mother, is a woman who wants to just keep her family together, but is just struggling because she can't talk about it. Nobody can talk about it just because of the dad. They all give stellar performances. They feel like real family, real people that have gone through something. My standout performance, and probably one of the finest performances of the year in general, is Dolly De Leon's performance in the here. She's uplifting. She's hopeful. She's strong. She's just this really charismatic force that holds this movie together. And I totally love her in this movie. And I don't understand why nobody is talking about her for Oscar consideration. But yeah, this movie is just so well told, well performed. The writing is sharp. It's fun. It's a tragedy, but also has some comedic moments that kind of play with the perception of life in general, and it's just so intelligently put together. It really is like a modern day Shakespeare story, and I love how they use the allegory of Romeo and Juliet to portray this story and kind of do the parallels of Romeo and Juliet with what's happening with the family. And it's just so poetic. In the end of the day, I really recommend that you guys check this movie out. It definitely deserves the love. It deserves the hype. It does. I wish it got more awards recognition. It's going to be one of those movies that flies. It's the year's best movie that's going to fly under the radar and not be talked about during award season. But if you want a cathartic release, a movie that's going to fill your emotional void, something that makes you want to do better and be better, this is a movie that really helps you understand how to express yourself just a little bit better and the importance of art in our life and society.